feeling unworthy of your grace, feeling unworthy of the price you paid for me. Even when I fall, your love paid it all.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'll be doing a part 2 of my testimony. So in my previous video, which was a testimony part 1, I mentioned that I was not someone who was a rebel. Before I came to know Christ, I was not someone that would party and all of those sort of stuff. Please, if you have not watched that video, I will leave the link below. You can quickly go watch it because this video will be a continuation. This video will be a continuation of my previous video. So please, if you have not watched it, please go and watch it. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button. And if you have subscribed, you know what to do. Please don't forget to click the bell button. So in today's video, I'll be doing a part 2 of my testimony, which is how my life changed after I got saved. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I was born again on the 1st of September 2017. I was in grade 10 when I got saved. So when I got saved, guys, after I got saved, I realized that as much as I'm the one that's saved, not the whole world is saved. It was not easy. It was a bit of a challenge because the circumstances are still the same. I still have the same teachers, I still have the same friends, I still have the same school. So as much as I was changed inside, as much as I was different now, nothing else was different in life. It's not like once you get born again, then life just be a different world that you can live in, that's just gonna be perfect everywhere. No, that's not how it works. So it was kind of a challenge having to adapt to old circumstances with a new mindset and a new goal and a new me and everything. So it was really not easy, but here I am and I made it. So yeah, it was worth it. So I'll be taking you guys through a journey of how it was from 2017, the 1st of September till now. So yeah, so as I said, it was not easy being saved in this with the same friends, with the same people that likes the same things, with people that knew you as the old you. So it was really not okay, Numiti is saved, so now hey, let's all stop being this way to her or anything. Everyone was just like, okay, we know you as this person. You may come on here and you may tell us that you saved, but well, that's not our problem, and this is how we know you, and how long will this new you now last, because that's how your friends are, that's how they knew you, that's how your classmates knew you, that's how everyone knew you, right? So so yeah, so for the first 2 years, which was 2017 and 2018, 2018 when I was grade 11, I was not necessarily walking in the path that I should have been walking in. Meaning it was so hard to adapt to everything, because it's like even though you are saved, even though you have peace inside of you, but for some people they get it right to just like you're saved and all of a sudden you just become this new you leave everything, you leave all of those stuff. But for me it was very much different. I had to like keep reminding myself that okay, I'm saved. I had to like ask for strength, and I mean literally I would pray every morning when I was waiting for my transport to come pick me up. I would always pray and be like, God, you know how much I really want to please you, how much I want people to see that I'm born again without me even having to tell them, always pray and say, God, please make that possible for me, because it's not easy. But it's like every time when I enter that school gate and you see everything, and just it's really something that was tough, and I mean, like, really tough. um so yeah, it was really not easy. And also having people that knew you as the old you, and they would come to you, people would make certain conversations and um suggest certain things, and and some people, they don't even take you serious when you say that you are saved. It's just like, okay. And then I even had some friends that were churchgoers, right, that even knew everything about being saved. Some of them were even saved. Some of them were even saved, but the way they lived their lives, it was kind of a challenge for me to not change my life, because it was like, okay, these people are actually saved. These people actually go to church, but why are they living their lives like this? Like, why are they not, why are they not changing? Why are they even worse than me? Like, there were some people that are even worse than me. There's some people that would come to school and they would smoke, but there are people that would be churchgoers. Some would have ministries in their churches. So those are the kind of challenges that I had to undergo. Like why was I trying to be different when they are safe, but they're not any different, to a point that sometimes when I would bring up the subject of me being saved or something, to people that I would speak to, then it was more or less like, um, I don't know, like, why are you being something? Why are you talking about it like it's something new? Because we know all about it. So you're not. Why are you trying to be any less different? So so yeah, it was all about that. So for the first years of my life, being saved was then only it was a title. It was not a lifestyle for me. It was a title that I'm saved, but was I living it? No. And it was really not a nice 2 years of my life, because it was like every time I get home, then I'm like repenting for so many stuff, and just saying, God, please forgive me for this. God, please forgive me for that, and this and that. And every Sunday I would always be like, oh God, can this week just be a different week from my old, from my last week? Or can this be different? Can that? So it was always about me repenting and me repenting and me repenting, and me just facing the same challenges at the end of the day. But now that I realize it, I'm actually glad that even though things were not easy for me, but I was still able to go down on my knees and say, God, please forgive me. I was still able to say, God, I was still able to notice the challenges that I'm going through and bring them to God and say, God, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my level best. Please, Father, please. So I'm glad that I had that mindset, because if I did not, I would have probably not been where I am today. So yeah, it was all about me trying my best, even though I was really not, I was failing at it, but it was the thought that matters at that time. So grade 12, I decided that I'm going to take my life very serious now. I had a little bit of a changing mindset that, okay, I need to start um, accepting that I'm the one that's saved, not the world. So I cannot keep expecting different things to come from people because I'm different. They are still the same. So I cannot expect them to have a different behavior and a different um, actions and a different mindset about me because I'm different now. I needed to be the one that had a different mindset and a different behavior and a different actions to those people, because it was more of me always also having to play a blaming game saying, but you know what, God, I would have been so much perfect in Christ if it was not for this, if it was not for that, if I did not see this, if I did not see that. So it was always just a blaming game that, God, I can't help it that I'm in this situation. It was never about me sitting down and me saying, okay, what am I doing about this whole situation? How am I changing? How am I trying to change um my situations so that I can be better in Christ? You know, yes, people are gonna come, they're gonna say this, they're gonna say that, they're gonna wanna let you do this and let you do that, but what matters is what do you do in response to that? What do you do? Because it's not about them, it's all about you. You know, they're not the one that saved, you are the one who's saved, you are the one that God speaks to, not them. You are the one whose conscience was awakened, not theirs. So I really had that awakening. And grade 12, it was really a matter of, okay, what am I going to do about this? um so grade 12, I decided to take my relationship with Christ very serious. I grew very much close to God for that year. I saw a lot of greatness in my life, I saw a lot of changes. And also I since, guys, and this is something that I mean, since the day that I got saved, I don't even know what happened to my depressions and my suicidal thoughts, guys. Like, I have no idea what happened to them. Like, if you ask me now if I ever think of, suicidal thoughts, it will just be like, okay, but my life is precious, you know like, it was, yes, I sometimes had to battle with him, but it was never something that got entertained in my life. So in other words, even though, yes, the circumstances that brought me to depression and the circumstances that brought me where I was still there, but they were no longer having an impact on me that they first had, on my old self. They no longer had that. Yes, I would sometimes think that maybe I'm really should not be in this world, but I would never sit down and entertain that thought like I used to before. I would never sit down and try to even look for more reasons to support this theory that I already have in my mind, that I do not belong to this world, or that I'm not strong enough to, to be able to carry all these things that are happening to me, and just all of that stuff. But yeah, guys, so I really saw a major change in my depression behaviors and in my suicidal thoughts and all of the stuff. I really saw a great change, and that was only by God's grace, even when I was not taking my relationship with God serious. But the fact that God was still changing something meant it showed me who God is. It showed me that God is a God of grace, God is a God of mercy. God does not do something because of what you have done. We're not saved because of what we have done, but we are saved because of who He is. We are saved because of His love. Even when sometimes we do not deserve it, even when sometimes we do not take Him serious, but the fact that He still does something in our lives shows really that He's a sovereign God. He's a loving God. It's His love that matters in our life, not our love for Him, but it's His love for us. We are standing here saved not because of our love for Him, but because of His love for us, because He loved us first. So even with all of those things, even with me being that way, even with me doing this, doing that, I was still able to see changes in my life, even though I did not even deserve to see those changes. So God really is a sovereign God. So grade 12, I grew very much closer to God. Yes, things were it was still a little bit shaky. It was challenging. It was all of this and it was all of that. But I was still able to see God's grace and God's mercy in my life. And my relationship with Him just grew closer and just, and grew closer and closer. So also, guys, I do not really want to go really into the kind of challenges and how I dealt with those challenges, because I want that to be a video on its own. So yeah, so then last year was the year when I grew way more closer to God. In fact, last year, I feel like last year's relationship, or last year's seeds that were planted are the ones that have been produced, the ones that are bearing fruits this year in me. Because last year I undergone this big challenge or thing in my life that I had no choice but to really run to God. I had I was going through a lot of things, that with studying issues and school stuff and everything was just not making any sense in my life. Everything was just falling flat down, and I had no idea what was happening. So I was just like, God, please do something about it. And I feel that's one of the things that brought me closer to Him. And then also the lockdown really, for some it pulled them away from God, for some it pulled them closer to God. I'm standing here proud that I was one of those that were pulled closer to God by the lockdown, and I thank God highly for that. I was able to, because of everything that was happening, if I had to back down, if I had to say, this is not for me, I don't know where I would have been, because last year was one of the most challenging year of my life. It was a year that I had to really just be like, God, do what you need to do in my life, please. So yeah, guys, and then this year, here I am. Here I am, a loving child of God, a girl that always want to proclaim God's word, a girl that was shown her gifts also. That's when God showed me my gifts also last year. So yeah, guys, so last year was a really great year in terms of my spiritual life, but in terms of physically, it was really not such a great year. But yeah, guys, so I really thank God for that. I thank God for changing me. I thank God for being there for me even when I did not deserve it. I thank God for His love, for His mercy, and for His grace in my life. And yeah, guys, that is all for today. Please be sure to watch my first video if you have not watched it. Share if you want to share, to encourage others out there, that you can be young and you can be born again and you can be pure. And that's another thing that I would really love to talk about, being pure and being young. That you can live your best life even when you were young and saved. You can still live your very, very best life. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell if you have not yet clicked. Yeah, guys, please follow me at Cleopatra_Charlie on Instagram, and on Facebook on my Facebook page at Cleopatra Charlie. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys on my next video.